So, Namaste. My name is Arihanth and I am from D.A.V. Pallikaranai. I want to kick off this presentation with a question. So, we all came here in a vehicle, a car, bike, scooter, and I'm sure we all experience traffic. Okay? So, how many vehicles do you think are currently on our roads today? Well, the answer is staggering. Close to 2 billion. That's right, 2 billion vehicles are currently in use today. The majority of these rely on fossil fuels. However, as we face escalating issues such as environmental degradation, finite resources, and increasing prices, fossil fuels are proving to be an unsustainable choice for the future. So, this is where my vision comes in. Algae biofuel. Algae biofuel is not just an idea, it's a groundbreaking solution explored by leading scientists today. So, sourced from lipids present in algae, this eco-friendly alternative stands out for its sustainability and performance. So, how exactly is it made? Algae is made with 4 simple yet necessary steps. First, cultivation, harvesting, extraction of lipids, and refining of biofuel. Now, during refining of biofuel, we have many different processes which give different outcomes. For example, transesterification of biofuels produces biodiesel, and distillation and fermentation produces bioethanol. So, my primary clientele will be government bodies, automotive industries, oil and gas companies, eco-conscious consumers, aviation and electricity producers. So we provide carbon neutral fuel derived from algae, a renewable resource that does not compete with food crops or water. It not only reduces emissions, it also has a high energy output. It also has better performance and mileage than regular diesel, making it perfect for heavy duty and commercial applications. So, channels. We connect to our customers through strategic alliances with fuel distributors, government tenders, sustainability campaigns, and educational and social media. These play a crucial role in shaping public perception about our product. We also forge collaboration with universities, biotech firms, government agencies, and logistic companies. These give continuous technical support and help us scale rapidly and foster innovation. Key metrics. So it costs exactly around 50 rupees to make a gallon, to make 1 liter. So there are exactly approximately 3.5 liters in 1 gallon, and you can cultivate up to 10,000 gallons of biofuel per acre in algae. Conversion efficiency, EROI, water efficiency, carbon reduction, and customer acquisition are key metrics which our company really needs. So, no company is better if it does not make a profit. So, my primary income will be through direct sale to fuel industries and distributaries. Our alternative forms include government subsidiaries and sale of byproducts. So, byproducts have a huge market in pharmaceutical and cosmetic companies, making it also an alternative form of revenue. The fourth one is a really unique form of revenue. It's known as carbon credits. So, carbon credits are essentially permits that allow a user to emit 1 ton of greenhouse gases or carbon dioxide. So, each company buys carbon credits to legally emit more greenhouse gases. Since my company produces carbon neutral fuel, that is, has a net zero carbon emission rate, the amount of carbon credits allotted to us can be sold on a cap and trade program or the carbon market for an alternative form of revenue. Key resources. I plan to manage everything from algae cultivation all the way to logistics. So, algae cultivation technologies, land and infrastructure, scientific expertise, and financial investments are important resources needed for this company. So the current market is $12.31 billion in the algae biofuel industry. It's expected to grow at a 5% CAGR due to the rapidly depleting resources of fossil fuels. So this produces a huge market and has very little competitors, which provides us an opportunity to make a substantial impact on the market. So my company mainly has expenses in cultivation, infrastructure, and operations. We also make substantial investments in R&D if possible. So in conclusion, algae biofuel is not just green, it's gold. It shows us our unwavering commitment to decarbonization and has a purpose to maintain the ecological integrity of our planet. So algae biofuel is not just a product, it's a powerhouse of bioenergy and a beacon for a cleaner and more resilient future. Thank you.
Over to the jury.
Hi, Arihanth. Good solution. For me to understand further better your solution, can you give me a background on, like, say, what are you going to do with this automobiles? Like, say, do we have engines ready, or do we have automobiles ready to use your fuel?
Sir, biodiesel has a very similar chemical composition to actual diesel, which means that it can be used in diesel engines and agricultural machinery, which already have a huge market, $71 billion around the world. As for petroleum engines, a major part of petrol is ethanol. So bioethanol can be made through fermentation and distillation of the fuel.
So you're saying that within the same existing automobiles, we can use this biofuel?
We can use this.
Good. Okay. And do we have solutions for like the pollutions that are created in the factories, right? So they use a lot of fuel there. Like, do you have industry solutions to use biofuels?
Sir, we're actually not releasing any new carbon emissions. So algae use a lot of carbon from the atmosphere to produce the fuel. So what we're essentially doing is we're taking the carbon from the atmosphere and giving it back, creating a balance. So if you look at it as actually we're not releasing any carbon at all. It's basically the same carbon that was already there in the atmosphere.
Okay. So based on your approach, now why is not being widely used? Like, what is the limitation of why biofuels are not available now?
So because not many people have awareness, and it's literally a new concept now. So it's only recently being explored, since the need for it has come only now. The reserves are depleting has been a new problem that has been stated only since 2010, when the automobiles and the amount of vehicles on the road increased substantially.
Okay, Arihanth.
Thank you, sir.
Arihanth, for all your funding needs into research and development, manufacturing, have you looked at the biomanufacturing policy in India, which was introduced about 2 years ago, Bio-E3 policy from Department of Biotechnology, which is giving all this R&D grants, subsidies, and even funding for manufacturing for innovators. So that is where you should be knocking at the door. A lot of investments from the government, especially huge budgets are being allocated for Bio-E3. India's next focus is actually on biotechnology.
Yes.
And biomanufacturing, which is going to be happening in a big way from the country. So this fits directly into that. So go knock at the door. Lot of innovations calls are happening, and see where you can fit into it. Markets will have solutions like this. I love that slide where you beautifully captured the carbon credits. So you have really done your homework on that. There is a market. So take it to the logical way, and then you'll earn your credits also for that.
Thank you.
So wonderful solution. So look at Department of Biotechnology.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
one more question from the jury.
So basically, a good solution, like a very much needed solution. At the same time, do you think the infrastructure is ready for this?
Sir,
See, the manufacturing infrastructure, as ma'am said right now, right? So ma'am suggested, it is a developing the area, right? Not even the manufacturing units also not developed completely, because the process of making this biofuels is still in the research stage. The scientists, the PhD holders are still now looking at to the area, how we can make the efficiency as equal to the what are the fossil fuels available right now, right? So if you can pursue your career in this domain, you have a great, you can say the way ahead, right? So you can join, as ma'am suggested, the government also spending so much money on grants and scholarships.
Can I request the balcony to please maintain silence? Thank you.
Like scholarships to this kind of solutions, so you can look at it and you can go deep dive into it, so you can have a process of making more efficient solution when compared to other biofuels, at the same time other fossil fuels.
Okay.
Super presentation. Okay.
So, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Quickly at the audience. Any questions from the audience? Yes, sir. Can we have a mic here, please?
My question is that in the future more electric vehicles is going to be used. So what is the need for your biofuel?
So even if we look at electricity, it still needs fossil fuels to produce it, right? So companies mainly use coal and petroleum to produce the electricity itself. So instead of that, we can just use this. And also the battery capacity use, which is used for storing electricity, is not exactly environmentally friendly. It's equivalent to the amount of carbon emissions released by vehicles in around 20 years. So even if it does not release the emissions directly, it has an indirect way of releasing the carbon onto the atmosphere.
Hi, nice presentation. So there's this Gillette story, right? I don't know if it's true or not, but the guy who, the owner of Gillette, right? The blade was his product, but people were not buying it. So he gave away the holders for free. So then people started using it, and then he started selling the blades, right? So now you have a big breakthrough product, I would say. But like one of the jury members also mentioned, like where are we going to use it? Like, can we put it in my existing car, or is there anything we can? You said it is very similar to the diesel engines. I mean,
yeah, we can
the same can use. If you can have, I mean, if you can next work on any simple working prototype. I mean, anything. It could be anything. It could be an engine. It could be a lighter. It could be anything. You can just show that here is a existing product. Here is my alternative, and show that it works. Then there will be a very big change in how people will look at your product as a practical alternative, right? Because sounds like a very, very important solution, right? If it works, then it will be really great.
I'll try to do that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.